Hello guys, and welcome back to another vlog. And in today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about my car, the Abarth 595, and all the mods that I've had done to the car. I've sat down and started to look back at some of the videos that I did, and I actually didn't show you guys any of the mods that I've done, which is a bit stupid really, because seeing as the car plays such a significant role in the channel, I think it's about time I show you all the bits and bobs I've done. Alright, so we're in the Abarth, the 160 comp, the Abarth 595 160 comp. I've had the car for probably about 7 months now, and I've done quite a few bits and bobs to it now, so I'm going to show you guys all the modifications that I've done. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the mods, and if there's anything else that you'd like to see on the car. It'd be great to hear your ideas as well. So we're going to start off with some of the first mods that I did, and that was the spacers. So I started off with 12 ml front spacers and 16 ml. Did I just say 12 ml? 12 millimeter front spacers and 16 millimeter rears, and that, for what I had the car lowered on, which was Novitec springs, was absolutely perfect. Novitec springs, on the other hand, so they've had a lot of, well, they're hit and miss, and a lot of people love them, a lot of people hate them. And the Novitec themselves were great for a while, but where I live there's quite a few potholes, and I ended up obviously hitting a pothole, and the Novitec springs, because there wasn't that much travel, completely blew the shop. So that was an excuse to get coilovers. So the coilovers I've got on the car are VMAX coilovers. I quite like them. They give the car some pretty good lows. They definitely drop the rear back quite a lot, and they give you the option of front camber, which I've obviously done. I put 2 degrees of front camber on the front, and I've got 2.5 degrees of rear camber on the back. But one thing I don't like about the VMAX, and I almost wish that I went for the Bilsteins, the front's absolutely spot on, no issues whatsoever. The rears, on the other hand, when you go over a couple of bumps in the road, the back becomes quite soft, so you get this feeling when you're driving. I have replaced the standard Fiat. I replaced the standard Abarth rear light, and I put on the Euro Lexus style clear lens, which I think looks really, really good. I also replaced the indicator bulbs, because when they come standard, obviously they're the yellow bulbs, and it looks like the rear of the car's got a fried egg look. So I've replaced those with the crystal style ones, so the back of the light now has a nice white-red contrast, and I think that looks good. I've also got the forge intake installed on the front, which is the one that drills into the dash, into the scuttle, and that sounds amazing. It sounds so good, particularly under load, and when the car is boosting, you hear the turbo sucking the air in through the intake, which is awesome. So if you've got an Abarth 500 or whatever, and you really fancy getting yourself an intake, my own personal recommendation, I know lots of people are going to have different opinions, but my personal recommendation is to go with a forge. I've also got a Maxton front splitter, which hopefully what you're seeing now, I've cut out the nice big hole in it, which is still painful to this day. But I will get that replaced at some point. But I've got the Maxton front splitter. It does lower the front of the car quite a lot, particularly if you've got coilovers like I have. So it does make driving around where there's speed bumps quite awkward. So you do have to take the big humps. I normally have to take them sideways, because otherwise I'll end up losing the front end. I've also gone for the wind deflectors, which are the Team Hayco wing deflectors, and now I think so many people have got the wind deflectors on their car. I think it almost looks odd when you see an Abarth without the wind deflectors. I love it. It gives it that little rally look, and it really it's a nice touch to the car, so I really like those. Scan gauge, which is another one of my mods, really simple ODB port reader, and it kind of, well, for me personally, I use it to reset fault codes, and now I use it to reset one specific fault code, and every now and again I like to get a little bit of turbo flutter out the car. So what I do, I'll unplug the dump valve, and that will send a fault straight to the ODB scan gauge, and obviously it'll bring the engine management light on, but it gives the nice flutter noise that you probably would have seen in one of my first videos as well. And you can literally just push the button, reset it, clears the engine code, which is awesome. Otherwise you need to do a whole diagnostics plug-in, and it's just a pain in the arse. The next mod is one of my favorites, honestly, one of my favorite mods, and it is sorry, and it is my crazy mount. I absolutely love the mobile phone crazy mount holder. Now it's awesome. It's one of those magnetic holders because you don't get one in the car, and I'm not really a fan of the ones that stick into the what they call the air vents, and I wanted something off to the side. And it's literally a magnetic phone holder. You put the crazy mount sticker on the back of your phone. You can put a cover over it as well. Put a crazy mount sticker, and it literally just sticks to the magnet, and Bob's your uncle, and you've got a mobile phone holder. And going back to the front of the car, I've also put on a AirTech front mount intercooler. Right now, in the car's current state, it probably doesn't do an awful lot, to be honest. It might cool down some of the air that's coming through the intake, but this will be more so for when I put the big turbo into this, and I wanted to get it done nice and early. So the car is pretty much specced out and ready. It's just crying out for a turbo now. I went with DNA camber plates for the rear, only to find out that you can just put washers there instead. So I went for the £100 DNA camber plates, which give you about 2.5 degrees of negative camber, which I think looks really nice, particularly when you're looking at the back of the car. And when you sit down and you look at it, and it looks nice and stance. I do like that look. And I also increased the size of the spacers, so I'm now running the 16s on the back or on the front, and I bought 20mm hub-centric spacers for the back. So it gives the car a really nice look, and from whatever angle you look at it, I think it looks nice. It's planted perfectly to the ground. I changed the center caps from the old big Scorpions that I used to have on with the red outline. I changed those to the smaller 60mm Scorpion caps, and then onto my favorite mod, and probably the mod that everybody knows me by, and it's my brakes taken straight off a Lamborghini Aventador. Cost me 10 grand to get.
No way. I want to see the receipts.
Who are you to tell me that my brakes ain't real? Bloody bitch. No, they're not. No, all joking aside, so they're not off a Lambo. If they were on a Lambo, or if they were on a Lambo, I don't even think you can get them to fit this car, for starters. And secondly, it would cost me an arm and a leg to buy. I'd probably end up broke and homeless living in a cardboard box. So they're definitely not Lambo great. I've had them painted Mantis green, which is an original Lambo colour, but they are calipers off an Alfa Giulietta, and they're with big discs, 330mm discs, which are absolutely awesome. I love the way they look. I love the way they've stopped the car. Interestingly, I've still got the standard rears, and I've got the red rears with the green front, so I've got the Italian flag going on there. That was not intentional. But under really hard braking, because the fronts are so good, the rear of the car does get a little bit wobbly. So I may potentially, in the near future, look at changing the rears as well. And my last mod on the car so far, there'll be definitely more mods coming this year, is my Simone racing antenna. It makes the car look like less of a remote control car. It's a little stubby aerial, and that alone gives me an extra 500 horsepower. I had to chuck that one in there. But no guys, so that's literally my car in a nutshell so far. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please leave a like. Make sure you subscribe below for plenty more videos, and check out some of the other videos I've got on the channel. Thank you guys, see you later.